you're going.
Welcome to my morning, welcome to my day. Yes, I'm the one responsible, I made it just this way. To make myself some pictures, see what they might bring. I think I made it perfectly, I wouldn't change a thing. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Welcome to my happiness, you know it makes me smile. It pleases me to have you here for just a little while we open up the pages and try to break some chains. And if the truth is told, they will never come again. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Welcome to my morning, welcome to my day. Yes, I'm the one responsible, I made it just this way. To make myself some pictures, see what they might bring. I think I made it perfectly, I wouldn't change a thing. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la.
Good morning. Well, I don't see anybody that hasn't been here before, so we will explain the Red Heart later because in just a moment. But we want to talk about what makes today happen. And I know it happened even though Cindy is gone. With a lot of preparation.
Oh, Mark is here.
Yes, thank you, Mark. And of course our musicians, Jamie and Sally, and then our speaker is Jim, and of course he has his lovely wife, Sally. I like Sally's. And then I'm your lovely platform host, Nora, and our people that set up our wonderful food, Laura and Mary Ellen. And then, of course, we are all have that important responsibility of helping get things cleaned up. And a special thanks to Jamie for getting here and setting up the chairs. And then Marilyn will be, is our chaplain of the day. And so if you have a need for prayer, and she will be in the back at the tables there. If you just want to say thank you to God for something and have her help you reinforce it or ask for some stronger needs, then she will be available for that. And with that, we'll have our Red Heart song.
In the silence I can feel the love. In the silence I will rise above. In the silence I can hear a voice. In the silence I am home. In the silence I can feel the love. In the silence I can rise above. In the silence I can hear a voice. In the silence I am the silence I can hear voice. In the silence I am home.
I also love Mark Stanton Welch songs.
No, not you.
Surprise.
Surprise.
So for our Red Heart welcome, if you are new here today at Unity of Bremerton or watching online for the first time, we welcome you in the spirit of love. We want you to know that no matter where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. We know that the world is a better place when we are willing to share our hearts. We give you this heart as a symbol of the steadfast spirit that lives within each of us, and we ask you to carry this symbol as a member of this Red Heart Fellowship. Let it be the reminder that the love of God is always with you and to share your heart wherever you go. The Red Heart, as a symbol of fellowship in the world, can spread love one heart at a time. Let's start the movement here. And for those of us watching online for the first time or second time, we would like to ask you to continue to watch and get a variety of speakers each week that we have and get a different feel for different people talking. And for our announcements of the week, you'll find several things in the bulletin as far as what's going on. Next week, we have Fran Gregory with musician Aaron McFadden. Yay. And on the 17th in 2 weeks, next week, I'll tell that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Reverend Joanna Gabriel with Michael Gregory in 2 weeks on the 17th. On the 24th is Doug Beneke and Sally Spirit. And then on the 31st, the 12 Power Strength with musician David Duvall. And then on Thursdays, we have our Course in Miracles from 7 to 8. And if you have any questions about that, see Jamie or Sally and Jim. They will both be glad to answer any questions. And then also today at the Faith Episcopal Church Hall on Little Valley Road in Paulsbo at 1:15 is Pete Seeger 100th anniversary celebration, and it's called The Man and the Music. So I will have a flyer out on the back table if anybody wants to look at it and consider going to that. And then on next Saturday, the 10th, Sunday, yay, is Jamie and Barbara's birthday party. That was supposed to happen last month, but we got snowed out. And if you want to go see Jamie for more details. And then if you have any questions about what's happening, you're always welcome to ask a board member. And if you're not sure who that is, ask me, or Jamie, or Debbie, or Laura, or Cindy, or Ann. And we're all board members. Okay, now we're going to light the Christ candle, which represents the Christ light within each one of us. Say our mission statement together.
We are a welcoming community supporting our mutual quest for spiritual truth.
And then our invocation.
There is one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
So now it's time for handshakes and hugs, and we'll try to keep this sort of brief since there's longer social hour afterwards, and so, for you, longer conversation.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, it's the one.
Where's Cindy? I didn't get to hear that. How are you?
I was here first.
That's a nice place to be. Bye. Thank
If you could be seated, we'll be singing the sanctuary song. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
From time to time I get tricked. I thought the magic number 3 times through. I could use the 3rd time through to come up, but it doesn't always happen. That's life, full of fun surprises. Today's daily word is wholeness. I am a whole and healthy expression of spirit. Appearances are temporary impressions and not an accurate picture of who I am. If I am facing a health challenge, I bless my body for the restorative powers that have their source within me in the life of God. Despite any outer appearances, wholeness and strength of mind are the truth of me. I am a product of divine life, and I connect with this spiritual essence through prayer and meditation. In moments of quiet reflection, I turn within to this inner wellspring of healing and feel the energizing flow of God's perfect life in and through my body. This life is continually flowing, bringing health and healing to every part of my being. My heart beats with the rhythm and harmony of God. My cells vibrate with the energy of life. From Isaiah 58, verse 8, "Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up quickly." Today, I am a whole and healthy expression of spirit. God bless us.
haven't been here in a while, and I'm just confused today. So I'm used to it.
So am I.
It's temporary situation.
This is one you know, and we all love to sing it. Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. It's just like a magic penny, hold it tight and you won't have any. Lend it, spend it, and you have so many that roll all over the floor. So love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. So let's go dance until the break of day, and if there's a piper, he will play. Love is something if you give it away, you'll end up having more. So let's go dance until the break of day, and if there's a piper, he will play. So love is something if you give it away, you end up having more.
Okay, this song, I've done a couple times. But anyway, some of you may know, I'm really interested in the Course of Miracles. When the co-scribes, Bill Redford and Helen Schuckman, Jesus said to Bill, if you want to get a hold of me, say, "Here I am, Lord." So this song is really kind of special to me.
play that again. So let's give a really wonderful welcome to Jim Dunn and his talk, The Power of Asking. And from the title, it sounds like it might apply to some good news I have to share about things that went on this week. So let's welcome Jim.
The first thing I'd like to say is, I'm nervous.
You're among friends.
Please forgive me. I'm gonna raise this just a little bit, or not. No, there. Okay. Each time I'm called and asked to speak, I tell her to tell him, say no. And she doesn't. So here I am. It's kind of funny that we have conflicting wants and needs. And they're both present at the same time. I want to talk and I don't want to talk, you know? And both of those are true about me. Some part of me probably needs the attention, honestly. So here I am. And so when I came up with the idea of the power of asking, I started with the premise that if we don't ask, nobody even knows we want. That's a good given, right? And yet there are people who fuss because they don't have what they haven't asked for. There's a lot of people like that. So there's a message that needs to be expanded into the world, into other nations, into people that don't have a lot of what we have, and that is ask for it. The worst you're going to get is no. That's the worst. And the best you're going to get is maybe what you want. So it should be noted that it's very important to know what you want, because you ask for something and then you get it and you realize, oh boy, I'm sure sorry I got this. And all of us have probably been in that place. Ask and you shall be given, seek and you will find. What might we want to ask or seek for? Should be a thing? I want a blue Chrysler convertible. That's a thing. I really don't really want that, but I can pretend I do. We want a car. Let's suppose we ask for it and get a new car. Are we happy? Temporarily. Temporarily we're happy. When it's about things, it's a temporary joy, temporary happiness, but it's not lasting. So what else can we ask for if we don't ask for things? We can ask for understanding. Oh, when we get understanding, for instance, if we wonder, why does our government do what they do? And then we find out, well, if they don't do just that, we could be at war. Oh, okay. You kind of back off with this need for understanding. We ask for what we think we want is what's really going on. And when we get it, then we say, well, that wasn't it. What I really want is the peace of God. Now, we don't like those words. They're almost too religious for us. We want the peace of God. So we say, I want peace of mind.
which is okay, mind God, same word, right? I want the peace of God more than I want things. When we get to that place, we find peace. We find a peace that's awfully hard to even comprehend or understand, but it's there. When we ask for things, we're happy for a little while, and then we think something's missing. But when we ask for feelings, we get what we ask for. We might decide for a certain feelings directly. For instance, we might say, I want a happy and contented life. Who here does not? What is a happy and contented life? Now you got a whole new ballgame. Is happiness and contentment what we actually want? Might it be that it's the outcome we're actually seeking for? The outcome. What's the outcome? Well, the outcome of everything I've ever wanted ultimately ended up being peace. That's what made me peaceful. That's what made me content. That's what made me joyful. That's what made me appreciative. So why not just ask for appreciation or peace or joy? Why go for the thing when you could have the experience, which is what we all truly, honestly want? So, A Course in Miracles say something that I've always used A Course in Miracles sort of as a backdrop for my spiritual awakening. And one of the things it says is, we, and I'm going to add the word all, it's not in there, we want the peace of God. And all of us, atheists, agnostic, communists, everybody in the world wants that peace. They might not want to call it the peace of God, but they want that peace. And so peace can be our goal. Peace can be our goal. Now, how do we get our goal? Well, I was meditating and I asked that question, and what the answer I got kind of astounded me. It said, be what you seek. I mean, if I want to be peace, I got to be peace. If I want to be joy, so it's not out there, is it? It's in here. Be what we seek. As we begin to do that, we'll notice that the people around us treat us a little bit differently. They seem kinder now. And it's funny, they seem kinder now because we want the peace of God, or we want peace. We don't have to bring the God in because a lot of people don't like that word. We want peace. They want peace. All God's children want peace. Could be a song. Well, I've always been a big fan of A Course in Miracles, and Lesson 205 will tell you why I appreciate it so much. Lesson 205 says, the peace of God is everything I want. Everything. The peace of God is my one goal. The aim of all my living here. You stop and think, is that true? Is it the aim of all my living here? Well, yes, it is. But I don't think of it so much abstractly. I think of it, the aim of all my living here is to get this and get that and have this, and have loving friends and having people that appreciate. But honestly, my purpose and my function in my life are to be at peace. To be at peace. That's it. So, the peace of God is my aim and my purpose and my life. And the rest of it says, while I abide where I am not at home. And the question immediately arises, if you're like me, well, what do you mean? What's home? Home is love. It's not a place. It's a state of being. When we live as love, then everyone we seek is one of two things. Only one of two things. It is either love, or it's a call for love. And what would be the right response to a call for love?
Love.
Love. Thank you. So there again, if we take the long range step back and look at our lives, what all of us, atheists, agnostics, anybody, all of us, are seeking is peace. Now, whether you call it the peace of God, or a peaceful world, a piece of cake. Okay, I slipped that in there. It's still peace, P-E-A-C-E, not P-I-E-C-E. And that's why we're here. I imagine most of the people in this room have at least considered the idea of reincarnation, right? I mean, that's not strictly a foreign concept to us. We reincarnate. In other words, we live over and over and over again, seeking the peace of God, seeking a peaceful existence, seeking a situation where we can honestly say, here I am home. Home's not a place, it's a state of mind. Thank you. Okay, got to pick up all my notes here. My book. Got my book. Oh, let's talk about my book. I'm a book salesman.
The microphone.
I didn't know it. I didn't think of myself as a book salesman, but I am a book salesman. I wrote this book some time back, and it sat there, just almost complete. And maybe 10, 15 years after I wrote it, I thought, I need to publish it. What an idea. What an idea. If you're going to write a book, why not publish it? So I published it, and it's been quite well accepted, honestly. There are people buying the book. We get some financial response almost monthly. Sometimes when I go and give a talk about this book, I get a lot of response, and then it just spreads out through the week, through the month, through the year even. And people come and say, I want to get your book. Write me another one. And I greet that with honor and trepidation. Do I really have to write another book? And that's where I am now. Do I really have to write another book? Thank you.
Surprise, surprise, I'm gonna do it.
John Denver song. He's just my guy. So you speak to me of sadness and the coming of the winter, fear that is within me now that seems to never end. the hope that you've forgotten, and you tell me that you need me now. You want to be my friend, and you wonder where we're going. Where's the rhyme and where's the reason? And that you cannot accept. It is here we must begin to seek the wisdom of the children and the graceful way of flowers in the wind. For the children and the flowers are my sisters and my brothers. Their laughter and their loveliness would clear a cloudy day, like the music of the mountains and the colors of the rainbow. They're a promise of the future and a blessing for today. For the children and the flowers are my sisters and my brothers. Their laughter and their loveliness would clear a cloudy day, like the music of the mountains and the colors of the rainbow. They're a promise of the future and a blessing for today. What a great song.
So if you want more information on Jim's book, such as the title and where you can get it, you can see him afterwards and talk to him more about that. And now it's time for our offertory. And as you're preparing your tithes and love offerings today, think about how blessed you are, and as you're writing your check and giving your gift, send your blessings out.
Over there.
Take that for the blessing.
Come on up, average girl.
You and me?
Yes.
Together both?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And we'll bless the offering.
One hand on this.
And we'll bless it with this, our blessing.
I give willingly, joyfully, and lovingly, knowing that God is the constant source of my supply. I give with graciousness and receive with gratitude.
Thank you.
Oh, take this.
Okay, so
Draw me a picture.
if we could have Mark stand up and Evie stand up because they're having birthdays with me this month. Is there anybody else with birthdays this month that's so lucky to be a March child? And your grandchild, my grandchildren,
My nephew. And nephew Jamie.
my great nephews.
Are any of them actually a leprechaun, the 17?
I could be.
My grandson.
Yes, and so, how about we sing happy birthday to them?
Okay. Now,
Happy
Birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Doris. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now.
and that's the truth.
And I do feel blessed. And with the good news, I'll share what I alluded at when I introduced Jim for the power of asking. Now, I'm a substitute with the school district, and so I don't have set hours and consistency with my job. On Monday, I was scheduled to work 1 hour and 50 minutes. As I was getting ready for work, I thought, gosh, it just would be so nice if I got to work and they'd say, Nora, do you want to stay the whole day? And then I would get a lot of hours instead of an hour, less than 2 hours. So 10 minutes before I was supposed to walk out the door, my phone rang. It was the office coordinator. She says, Nora, the girl you're working for can't make it in today. Do you want to work the whole day for her? So it's what you ask for. So, and I got to work, and later in the morning, she called the room I was working in and says, Nora, can you work tomorrow? So an hour, I just asked for more work from 1 hour and 50 minutes to 2 6.5-hour days. And then on my wall, I have things, in my bedroom wall, that I would like to find, that make the commitment to read every night and every morning for asking for more in the area of prosperity. So Wednesday night, I just dedicated myself to reading them before I went to bed. And I didn't sleep well that night, and my phone rang Thursday morning. I was like, oh, it's them calling. Somebody wants me to work. I don't want to work today. I'll ignore it. And then I lay there and I thought, you put it out there. You need to answer it. You asked for it, take it. So it was at my grandson's school. So I went and I accepted that, even though I didn't want to work. I wanted to stay in bed. And then, well, just before I was supposed to get off work, my son texted me wanting to know if I could take the kids home with me. So, you know, well, if you don't want it, don't ask for it. If you ask for it, take it when they give it to you. So, is there any other good news?
Just another reminder about our party.
Oh yeah, Saturday, next Sunday after church.
No, at 3:30.
3:30, March 10th.
3:30.
March 10th.
Oh.
And I have one thing to say about that party. Is that the vintage where I live?
Mike,
Oh,
on the music scene.
Won't reach.
Oh, won't reach.
Will do, Rich.
It's at the vintage where,
I live. It's at the vintage where I live. And there's another party, probably the same number, maybe not quite as large, but it's still going to be large, and it's going to be at the same time for my neighbor's 80th birthday. And so the parking is going to be horrendous. So if you want to, getting early won't help because they start ahead of you. But the buildings just down the hill a bit are all closed except Cafe Noir, the little restaurant. But
The clinic has 2 parking spots.
pardon me?
The clinic has 2 parking lots.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, the clinic and then the eye place across the street, so you should be able to park there, so don't, and then you'll have to walk up that hill. Good luck to you.
We received a request from the Elizabeth Ellington chapter of the DAR. They had a very active member years ago named Leola Anderson. They're looking for a picture because they're putting together some sort of a 150th anniversary book or something along that line. And they were looking for a picture and information. I don't know, this goes way back, and I'm gonna go look in some of our old scrapbooks and see if I can find it. But if anybody has any information on Leola Anderson, would they please get in touch with me? Thank you.
Nora, your foot.
I don't need to fall again. I'm allergic to falling. So is there any other good news? Okay, then we will stand and join hands and sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us.